Welcome to the Prophix Coffee Talk series focused on retail. My name is Nicole Deisman, and I'm a product marketing manager at Prophix. And today I am co-presenting with my colleague Mark Bahar, Prophix's customer stories manager. Over the next 15 minutes, we certainly hope that you enjoy the Prophix Coffee Talk. Prophix Corporate Performance Management provides retail organizations with the right balance between simplicity and depth of functionality, delivering a CPM solution that is easy, powerful, and enables collaboration. Prophix has flexible and robust functionality in a comprehensive unified solution to meet the needs of your organization now and into the future. With the ability to configure Prophix to your unique business model needs and requirements, Prophix creates a model for success for everyone, and you instantly address the reasons that may be hindering progression. Retail companies use Prophix corporate performance management software to meet their complex needs for budgeting, forecasting, planning, consolidation, and reporting. Prophix's unified solution enables customers to anticipate changing market conditions so that they can respond to them effectively. Retail organizations use Prophix CPM solutions to help make informed planning decisions and to effectively manage their day-to-day operations, to meet consumer demands and to maintain an edge against their competitors. Retail companies use Prophix's software to develop multi-channel distribution networks, track sales promotions, automate CRM, accurately measure profit margins, manage inventory levels, and analyze KPIs, all while minimizing costs. So why Prophix? How can we do this successfully for retail companies? It really comes down to three areas: capability, cost, and access to data. Prophix has flexible and robust functionality in a comprehensive unified solution to meet the needs of your organization now and into the future. With the ability to configure Prophix to your unique business model, needs, and requirements, Prophix creates a model for success. You start with your key challenge, pain area, expand when you choose with no additional product to purchase. And with complete access to all data, Prophix becomes a flexible, adaptable, and scalable solution you and your business can rely on. Prophix offers an integrated approach to resolving issues and difficulties around planning. And through the unified Prophix solution, you can really transform the way you work, eliminating resource-intensive and time-consuming processes by automating the way you do business. I will now hand it over to Mark Bahar, our Prophix Customer Stories Manager.
Thank you, Nicole. Folks, you might be asking why Prophix has a dedicated role for a Customer Stories Manager. Well, our customers do truly remarkable things. By looking at how companies use CPM software to help run their businesses, we speak to the intelligence and the creativity of these finance innovators, and we let people know about the possibilities of what the software can help them to achieve. Our customers do interesting things. They feed 46 million hungry Americans, help people survive in flood scenarios, educate kids with learning disabilities, and protect the safety of the world's food supply. All of the customers have one thing in common. They use Prophix's software to 1. Automate their financial processes, 2. Make sense of the tidal wave of their data, and 3. Make better business decisions based on their analysis of that data. So let's take a closer look at some amazing customer stories in the retail space. Lush makes bath products and cosmetics. You've likely seen their stores in your local mall. Their finance team looks after both manufacturing and the retail businesses. Their manufacturing directors and their president provide oversight. Those groups knew that Christmas was essentially a crapshoot. They knew that forecasting was a best guess format, based on the data from the prior year with standard metrics built in for growth. They'd say, let's add a 5% growth rate. What they couldn't do is predict the sale of items on the beach on Front Street in Maui that were selling with a faster sell-through rate than items at the top of Colorado Mountain and Aspen at Christmas time. They knew the sales volume, and that was about all they had to work with. They understood the product mix, though. They knew that gifts accounted for approximately 35% of their overall sales during the Christmas season. They knew that bath bombs represent 12% of overall sales, and they would use those generic metrics to vet their forecasts, which were, again, based on their best guess. At the store level, Lush's store managers would prepare purchase orders after analyzing the previous year's sales data. They reviewed the numbers bi-weekly throughout the year and more frequently during the Christmas season. Unfortunately, the inability to accurately forecast demand carried the increased risk of lost sales, lower margins, and poor customer service. That cumbersome process of filling out purchase order requests reduced the amount of time the store managers could spend on the shop floors. Despite their best efforts, last-minute stock requests forced costly air shipments. Without the ability to properly forecast, stores would have to liquidate their overstock during the postseason sell-off, resulting in lower margins. At the company's international meeting, they decided that CPM software could enable them to automate and improve their demand planning. They signed an agreement sometime around the second week of October, which was actually very late for their purposes, and they went live on the evening before Black Friday, the biggest retail sales day in North America. They nicknamed this demand planning project Right Product, Right Place, Right Time. The focus was Christmas. After a typical holiday season, they would find $1.5 million of inventory in the wrong locations after Christmas. With the help of a new product, they could get the right amounts of the products into the right stores. Prophix contributed in a major way to Lush's success during the Christmas season. It's difficult to measure the precise amount of their savings, but conservatively, they placed the ROI north of $500,000. They generated that return within 60 days of the implementation, and still at a very reasonable price point. All of this came with Prophix in its infancy at Lush, before they have streamlined and automated their core financial processes. So how did it work? Lush used Prophix for historical averages, number crunched in the system, to generate purchase orders for all of their stores automatically. They had situations where they had shops without a manager, a new shop, or an existing shop where a manager had left, and they hadn't yet found a suitable replacement. And Prophix orders were simply being accepted blindly by store managers who would have typically be doing that work manually based on their best guess format. Those shops had tremendously successful Christmases, so clearly the product worked, and the value of automation shines through when we look at Lush as a company that truly innovates with CPM software. Here's another story I like. Floor & Decor Outlets of America is a leading specialty retailer in the hard surface flooring market, offering a broad selection of ceramic, stone, tile, wood, and laminate flooring. Floor & Decor sources directly from manufacturers around the globe to bring the world's best flooring to customers at the lowest price point. They face some common challenges in that they relied on Excel for all of their financial processes. Their finance team determined that CPM software's automation and analysis could make a difference in aiding the company's drive for growth. Their stores are multiplying like crazy right now, you should know. The annual revenue figure that you see on screen has surely changed by quite a bit. Floor & Decor uses Prophix for high-level forecasting at the total company level, bottoms-up forecasting for the entire company, and for their financial reporting. All levels of the company use Prophix. Store managers and the owners of corporate cost centers use the software to review their P&Ls and research questions. With Prophix, they can drill into the detailed transactions in their ERP through Prophix when they are reviewing reports in the monthly review process or during the annual budgeting process. This makes their work more efficient and accurate because they are able to quickly access the data they need to spot anomalies. They are in the process of converting to an imaging repository in their accounts payable department. Soon, users will be able to see a variance on a report, drill into the total, and see the transaction in question, including an image of the bill. This will allow users to answer their own questions and only come to the accounting team after doing the preliminary research on their own. At the same time, they're maintaining data security. Prophix allows for role-based security setup, which ensures that only users in certain positions have the ability to see proprietary information, particularly salary and other such information that relates to them directly. Security is especially important because so many employees are using the system at Floor & Decor, becoming more budget conscious and collaborating to make the company's plans work in the field, to make them real and to modify them on the fly when necessary. This is key. Prophix has been a great asset to Floor & Decor because of the number of users that have input during the budget process. In the past, it had been very difficult to manage the number of users and to roll up the consolidated budget. They have grown their user count, in fact, and will continue to grow it based on the addition of new stores, and that's why I mentioned the growth level before. Floor & Decor's C-level executives use Prophix during their traveling roadshows in order to adjust their budget assumptions for each store, new and old. Meanwhile, finance uses driver-based calculations to measure the performance of stores against each other. Both of these uses speak to how Floor & Decor is growing fast and how they're using CPM software to aid in the company's decision-making. Here's another cool retail story. Regional Management Corporation is a specialty consumer finance company that provides loans to customers who have limited access to credit from banks, credit card companies, and other traditional lenders. The organization serves over 200,000 customers through the more than 200 offices across South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. They have standalone locations, and they also have locations inside car dealerships. Regional Management's main concern was reporting. They did all of their work in Excel, since their ERP has no formal reporting tool. The organization is growing fast, so they needed to address this challenge, as well as the drive to analyze their operations. When the company went public, a new CFO came on board and made improvements to accounting, as well as across the whole organization. Prophix was a part of this. Regional management budgets at the branch level, which rolls up to districts, which rolls up to states. The VPs who oversee those areas, managing up to 70 branches, can receive very specific, detailed, and accurate reports. The supervisor of a district, or the manager of each branch, can receive similar or even more detailed information. With this information, the executives and VPs at regional management understand who is meeting their budget targets and why, and understand how to take corrective action. In the future, they want to have variance reports that show the revenues and profits generated by each district or branch. This should help to understand personnel performance, especially on the sales teams, and fuel the decision-making of the budget owners in each district or branch. I should mention, too, in case any of our listeners aren't aware, that multidimensional modeling is an important aspect of CPM software. Rather than use a two-dimensional row-by-column format like a spreadsheet does, CPM software allows users to create multi-dimensional models or cubes. These cubes allow users to output views of the information. Users can simply twist and turn the cube to find the combination of coordinates they seek. Regional Management created a new store cube, which allows them to report on the first-year performance of their locations relative to each other. Understanding how all of their 264 locations perform, or have performed, in their early stages, that is to say with basic budgeting, cash flow planning, etc., enables regional management to decide if, how, and where they will open new locations. They've built a revenue planning cube that helps the company to analyze their sales by product, by seasonality, and by geographical location, identify trends, and decide which products to offer. And they've built a long-term planning cube. Regional management uses this cube to plan 5 years into the future, evaluating a combination of geography and break-even analysis for their locations. This informs their plans for store openings over time, as well as suggest how much money to borrow and lend based on anticipated revenue. Long-term data also informs the rates that regional management obtains from their lenders and offers to their customers. They can use this data to respond to board-level requests for high-level projections. They can also address scenarios like, what if we introduced a different product, like expanding into direct lending or indirect lending? Overall, for companies like regional management, being able to carve out the performance of branches or product types using business modeling and analysis of what they see is critical. It helps them to recognize opportunities for improvement or identify performance issues to address. They can provide data to executives or board members, plus give a high-level picture based on detailed information. Essentially, they can provide valuable information on demand.
Thank you, Mark. Very insightful information. Always great to hear how companies in the retail industry are benefiting from using Prophix. This now concludes the Prophix Coffee Talk. Thank you all very much for your time today. To learn more about Prophix's software and who uses Prophix, please visit the Who Uses Prophix webpage at prophix.com. And to learn more about the product's full suite of capabilities, please register for a live, in-depth webinar. Thank you for your time today.